Late.
What's going
All right,
on?
man. Listen,
Big Monday.
big Monday. Interesting stuff to talk about right now because, listen, this weekend was interesting, right? In a lot
Yeah.
of different ways. We'll get to NHL. We'll get to NBA in a second. I want to start with MLB because I actually started reading some stats on stuff today, and it's actually worse than I thought. So here was some interesting things that I found out today about MLB. The mile per hour average for a fastball is up over 1 mile per hour from last year. That shouldn't be possible. First of all, one mile per hour on the average, but the amount of fastballs that people are throwing is down.
I hear you.
So fastball pitch percentage is down. Now, I've been angry at looking at these batting averages. To me, I don't know how.
It's putrid.
I don't
It's
know how you
putrid
have.
for Major League Baseball. That's basically, let's put it out there what it is.
Is there no pride? Is there
Listen,
no
no one
pride at all?
scores with runners in scoring position anymore. It's like you got bases loaded and you almost have to fear you're not going to get anything more than that's an easy 1-2 runs. You're absolutely right, but people are falling in love with the off-speed pitch. You know, the special pitches, knuckle curves, the curveballs, the sliders, the sinkers. That's why I think we're seeing a lot more of them called. And that's harder to hit, honestly. But you're right. I mean, the batting averages all across the board are down. It's almost like no one cares to bat 300 anymore. If you bat one or two out of every 10, you're successful.
Let's put this in perspective. The one year I always think about for offense was 2003 Red Sox, right? Because I followed them. That team had 6 guys basically at or above 300. One of the guys is at like 296.
Yeah.
6 of their 9. And those 6 each had 20 home runs. So you can't say you can't hit for average and hit home runs because Manny hit 330 or 40 that year and belted 40 home runs.
No, it's clearly just a different time now. I mean, every 10 years you see the game evolve in some way, but it's so different than when
Would
the
you
90s
call this
even.
evolving? Would you call this evolving? I
Not
would call
even
this
not
horrible.
evolving in a good way. It's evolving in a bad way.
The Detroit Tigers aren't even averaging 3 runs a game.
I know.
They've played 40 games. They're at like 110 runs in 40 games. Look
what the Orioles are doing. Look at the Pirates go games stretches with 0 runs after 0 runs. There's a lot of bad baseball teams out there right now. And I'm like I said, it's not like the pitching is great all across the board that's making all these numbers skewed this way. It's the game. It's sad. Because it's boring to watch for a guy who's trying to get into baseball now. It's boring to watch. I'm not going to front.
Kikuchi yesterday walked 3 guys in the first inning. They had 1 hit and they got 2 runs, but that's all they got.
Yeah,
was 1 hit
until Votto got a homer in the 8th inning.
Yeah, it was so. There were days where you walk 3 guys in an inning. That's 7 runs. That team's going to capitalize and put up 7 runs. I'm trying to understand. I like I said, I think there's a reason for this. I think baseball is trying to bring down their salaries, but there also can be a adverse effect that you are going to lose fans if you do this the wrong way.
Yeah,
you have to start with the agents. You better go to the agents.
You've been starting to lose fans over the years too, just from the way you guys handle your sport. Over the years, people have been lacking interest in baseball. So this is definitely something that
I think the agents in baseball are the worst agents in all of sports. I think they ruin the game. Yeah. I think they're the worst agents in all of sports because I don't know that there's another league where they don't tell their player, "Oh, you're worth 50 times." I mean, $250 million, $400 million contracts. No one's worth that. You're literally going out there. Bryce Harper's hitting 230. Let's be real. It's hitting 230. So
I don't see anyone batting really in the mid 300s anymore. If someone's batting 300, it's almost like, holy, look, this guy's batting 300.
The Red Sox have 3 of them in a row. The Red Sox have J.D. Martinez. He might be leading the league right now. Devers and Bogarts all smashing. The rest. Then you go down to the bottom of the lineup, and it's 3 automatic outs. When you get to 6, 7, 7, 8, and 9 yesterday, I think it was Paulecki, Bradley Jr.,
Frenchie,
somebody else, and the first baseman Dahlbach. I'm like, that's an automatic 3 outs once you get there. So you could literally walk the 4, 5, and 6 hitters on purpose to get to the bottom 3.
But then that's what makes baseball so crazy, because you're right. Those guys are awful. They're automatic outs. But who got the game-winning hit the other night? Who got the game-winning hit last night? These guys who are trash at the bottom of the lineup. That's what's crazy about baseball, that you could succeed once out of 40 times, and if you succeed at the right moment, you're good.
So
It's
yeah,
crazy.
that's the problem. All right, you brought it up. All right, so that's what drives me nuts, is the guys that strike out 9 times, then hit a home run. They're
And everyone's
flipping
like,
their
"Oh,
bat.
yeah."
They're flipping their bat. They're doing that little dance to get on social media.
The gritty.
The gritty. So that's what's driving me nuts. I don't know. I just wish. I actually like more runs. I like the 7-6 game. I like the 6-5, 7-6.
But I
don't
like the way that they're
15,
scored. I like
14.
guys moving runners over. I like going the opposite way and going first to third. I like dropping a bunt when no one's on the left. Like, there's certain ways to play baseball that we don't see anymore.
No, 7th inning yesterday, the catcher was up for Cincinnati. There was a guy on first and second with nobody out. The catcher was up. He's batting .054.
Mm-hmm.
Any chance he's going to bunt? You would think maybe.
Yeah.
No. Let him swing away on a 2-0 pitch. Boom. What's he do? Pop it up to second base. They didn't score. It's horrible.
That's you got to be the spot. You either go to the backup catcher to replace a guy who can come in and bunt, or you have to have your catcher be able to at least attempt a bunt. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right? I don't know. It's just I think I get what they're doing. They want to bring these salaries down because the whole thing's not sustainable.
I hear you there. That might be a good point to what they're trying to do. But let's talk about some of the games, though.
Well, first of all, talk about the fans in Oakland. There was only 2,000 the other day at the game.
and that stadium's huge.
Dude,
so
there's 2,000 in a high school basketball gymnasium nowadays.
We went to the Trop. I mean, there might have been 3,000 or something, but it's a condensed dome. Like, it doesn't seem in Oakland. That's a big stadium to be having 2,000 people only in there. So
it's tough, man. It's tough.
How about the Dodgers losing the game on a routine freaking grounder to second that me or you would have made that play on? That was horrible.
Who beat them? Who beat them? The Phillies?
The Phillies. Literally a 4-hopper right to second to end the game, and he fumbles it. He can't find it. All of a sudden, the guy comes around from second and scores. He throws home. He's late. He slides. They lose. Both runs score on a routine ground ball to second. The easiest of ground balls you'll ever see. Yeah, pathetic.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that play.
The Mets keep on chugging, even though they got bad news with Scherzer now. Scherzer joins the Grom on the DL.
I was all set, right, to go with the Buxton trend. So Buxton, in his now they've played 5 games. He missed the game. They lost to Oakland. He played the next day. They scored 14 runs in one.
Right.
He played the next 2. They won the first
12,
2.
Yep.
He didn't play yesterday. They're getting shellacked 6-0 going into the 8th inning.
Right.
They erupted and they caught him and they won the game without him.
7-6. That's more of on the Royals than your trend was correct. Once again.
Yeah.
That was more of a Royals fuck up.
And it was their best closer. Their best closer did it in the 8th inning. So I was sitting here wondering if they were going to bring
That's another thing about baseball. A guy could be lights out all season. He could be the one who loses you a game tomorrow. Then the guy.
The only thing that's certain is in this country right now, death, taxes, and the Phillies bullpen is going to blow it.
And the Tigers don't score 5. Those are the only obvious things.
The Tigers don't score 5. So we got something new with death and taxes in this country, guys, in MLB. That's what's coming at you. So I did look at some of the lineup today. We'll talk about it in a little while. Let's talk about the NBA. I know you like talking about the NBA. What happened this weekend?
I mean, listen, what happened to the Phoenix Suns? I knew my mind wasn't fucking me seeing I didn't understand what I was seeing in that series. How this team, okay, you want to win a game at home? Fine, I'll give you that. Luka at home. You want to maybe even win both first 2 games at home, not even this. But once it gets to 7 and you're at home, you should have won by 40. Let alone losing by 40. Now this Warrior team comes along, and it's like, all right, everyone, let's see what this guy Luka's about. Maybe Phoenix really, dude, Warriors are up 3-0 and haven't even played their best game. And Luka looks like he doesn't have any help all of a sudden, like we all thought. Luka's a superstar. He's great. He's top 3 in the league right now, in my opinion. He doesn't have any help. He has a lot of average good players, like just run-of-the-mill bench players, and it's showing.
What does it say when
It
Jalen
just looks
Brunson
bad for Phoenix.
can
That's all.
average 30 points? What's it say about the
Yeah,
NBA
but
right
then the
now when
next
Jalen
game, where does he
Brunson?
go? He has 6 points. He's nowhere to be found. That's the point. Then Dinwiddie splurges for 30 on a game where he gets an incentive of $1 million for something. The next 2 games, he doesn't crack 15 points. That's what I mean. They don't have the guys to compete with Phoenix or the Warriors. So what the hell happened to Phoenix? You brought it up the other day. Ayton.
Ayton. Yeah, listen,
Monty Williams said it the other day, too. He said he gave up on him. And I don't see them
he
signing him to the extension. I think Ayton played himself out of Phoenix totally.
listen, I don't watch the NBA. I'm not a good person but what I did
And I'm
see,
not blaming Ayton, guys. I know Paul and Booker have a lot to
the
blame, too.
game,
I'm just saying.
I think that's 2 years in a row for Booker. It's multiple times for Paul. But the one thing I will say is that game 7, I noticed it right away that Ayton was defeated mentally. I saw it in the first quarter.
But, like, how?
In the first quarter.
Think about it. How? That's the advantage you have on the court against Dallas. They don't have a big man. They are playing an undersized average big man. That's
his body language, his look on his face, the way that he was moving around the court was that of a person,
and I don't disagree with
very you. That was not only not unconfident, completely confused, and acted like nobody had any confidence in him. He looked like a dejected player out there.
Hey, listen, they benched him, so they saw the same thing. I mean,
and that was the first quarter. That's the first
bad.
quarter.
Isn't that bad, Mitch? Like, isn't that something that right there as a franchise, you cannot invest any more money in this guy going forward when you have the option to not pay this guy now?
This seems to be a big argument right now with James Harden. I mean, listen, if I'm a GM, there's no way I'm giving that guy a max deal. I don't want that guy anywhere near.
No shot. He gives up at the time when you need him most. And this is now the 4th, 5th time.
He's told you what he wants to do with those money. He wants to go to the strip clubs. He wants to drink champagne in the strip clubs and hang out in nightclubs. Right. That's what he wants to do. That's fine.
He's a regular
season made your money.
Against the Kings on a Thursday night. He's that kind of player, regular season stat stuffer. And I don't even think he's that anymore because I think he lost his step, his ability. They don't call those stupid fouls that were generated to help him get to the line all day. He's not the same player he was. He's not a max player anymore.
No, dude, you can't have him in certain.
And he's more of a facilitator now than a scorer. He changed his whole game plan, period. So he's not that same player. So he doesn't deserve that max money, in my opinion. That's an absolute fact. Going forward,
max money. I couldn't see giving the guy. Listen, there's about 50 players in the NBA right now. I think I'd rather have than James Harden. I think
easily,
I could go
bro. And then just off the fact
players.
of him not showing up and not taking a shot in the second half of a game, an elimination game, that alone is. I'm not going anywhere near James Harden. And I understand the talent he is and he once was. I'm not going anywhere near him just for the fact of that. That shows me the character that you are. You are not a guy I want on my team.
A lot of times in business and a lot of times a lot of people use the word grit. And so that was one of the things I wasn't sure about with Jason Tatum. He proved it in one game, but I still haven't seen it in back-to-back games. And I don't think Harden has it.
Harden does not have it. He doesn't have
when times gets tough, he doesn't have that I can will my team.
His game is going one-on-one, dribble till the shot clock's about to bell, step back 3. Or like he doesn't have anything that warrants.
What are we going to call this new thing that Tatum does? The Tatum? Where he gets to like take 3 steps to the right,
that's
3 hops to the right. Is that a Tatum?
He added that to his bag because the way the game is officiated nowadays. He added that to his bag. They're not calling it. So
yeah, it's
and speaking of Tatum, I mean tonight's a big game for Tatum. I think there's a couple guys not playing tonight. I'm not sure if they're just doubtful or out. Butler and Tyler Hero. Yeah, Tyler Hero and Butler are both questionable tonight. Even if they were to go, this is a game where Boston's at home, down 2-1. You showed that your grit coming back down 26, cut it to 1 late. You still lost. Give credit to Miami. They hit a couple shots down the stretch to make sure they held on, but they were there for the pick and to blow that lead. And you showed what you could do against them under those scrutiny pressure. I think tonight you got to come out and put your foot on the neck early and do not let Miami, because a team like Miami, if they're hanging around, they will make plays. They will defend you. They will make it tough, and they could sneak one out. You got to make it a no-doubter tonight. I expect Boston to come out with full energy tonight. And it's big on Tatum because Tatum was shut down. What do you have, 6, 8 points last night?
I have no idea.
I think he got held to 8 points or something like that.
I don't know.
Jaylen Brown had 36, but meant nothing. It's another guy. He scores when it doesn't matter because he cut it to 1, and then all of a sudden he had 2 shots to take the lead, and he missed them, of course. So I expect all Boston players, role players, all the crowd to feast. And I just think Miami's going to come out with a little short of
Do you
the
think they can win
energy
the,
tonight. They
do you
already
think they
got the
can win
road
the
game to
series?
split. Huh?
Do you think the Celtics can win the series still?
Absolutely. It's in their hands. They got to go out and win tonight. It's 2-2. That's it. They're the better team. Miami came out hot. You came out low. You didn't play well. They said let everyone else beat
Dude,
you but Tatum.
I'm
It was
trying to
hard for Boston.
remember Adebayo at Kentucky. I had to look him up. I don't remember him at Kentucky.
I remember him.
I,
He was a great player. Great
what
player.
what was he? Was he a scorer? Who was on his team? Like,
Oh, he
was he
was
on the
that guy
team with the
that
Twins?
rebounds. He would get you to 15 to
Was he
20
on the
points a
team with
night.
the Twins? Was he on a team with the Twins?
The Harrison twins?
Yeah, with the kids from Texas. They had the Twins recently in the 15, 16, 17 era, sometime around then. I just don't know if he was on that
He
team.
was on the
I don't
2016 team. I think it was the team with Jamal Murray, I believe. Let me see. Let me look back.
because I don't remember this guy at all, and he's starting to be like an important player in these games.
All right, the year
Right?
Abadayo was on Kentucky, the 2016 team. I'm trying to see right now what I'm looking at. I don't know why I don't have any names. No, this is the team now. This is the team now.
Yeah.
So
So
what are we doing?
I mean, wasn't he one of the main reasons they won the game? Adebayo.
Oh
Not
yeah, are you kidding me?
Adebayo.
He had 30 points. He came out from the jump being aggressive. He was scoring left and right early. He didn't even
Yeah.
need Jimmy Butler to score.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero joined in. They got a couple of their other shooters joined in.
Yeah.
And they were up 21-6 to start the game. And they came out ready to play. Boston didn't know how to react because Tatum didn't have one of his good games. Credit Miami for that. They defended him
Yep.
very well. Said, let's see who else could beat us. No one else but Brown was beating him. Wasn't enough. I expect the Celtics as a team that plays great at home. I think that the Miami shorthanded Hero alone is bad. Like Miami, they need their guys to be who they are. As soon as you start losing key pieces, and now you're on the road and you have the ability to maybe not play up to your potential in a game here or there, this is Boston's game. You lose this game, you lose the series. That's why it's a must-win game for Boston. I like them tonight.
Well, listen, on the flip side of that, I was entrenched all weekend watching hockey.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was, I mean, listen, to me, the NHL is winning big time right now with what's going
NHL
on in hockey.
playoffs is almost, it's right behind NFL and March Madness. It's the third best thing to watch as a sports fan. To me, is the NHL playoffs.
The one thing I will say is exactly what they needed to happen is happening because now people are starting to see
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid is a different level player, and to me,
he's as skilled as Gretzky, guys. Let's just put it out there. And I haven't said that about anybody.
That's where I was going. That's where I was going. Is he's as skilled, and in some ways, maybe more because of his speed
and more of the time as humans develop in time, they get better.
He's bigger. He's
Gretzky
also
was
bigger.
Obviously the GOAT in his time and forever immortal. But this guy is just he's been on a bad team out in Edmonton. No one's been watching him. He's finally got a team who could compete. And boy, is he showing out right now. And he's making impact without having the score.
The guy that's made so the biggest change is Evander Kane on that line.
Evander Kane being able to play, yeah.
So Evander Kane is now the Evander Kane from Buffalo where he could throw 30, 40 goals up. Not the guy from San Jose that was disinterested in everything. This is a guy right now that you don't even know that Draisaitl is hurt because right now Kane is flying around the ice. If I'm Calgary, I told you what I would do. I would swap my first line out and make him the second line. I would start my fourth line, which is Lucic, and I'd say, Lucic, I want you to go out there and get in a fight with Evander Kane. He wants to fight? Fight him. Let's get him off the ice. I want a 10-minute major. I want him out of the game. That's the only way. So the Calgary Flames have the better 2, 3, and 4 lines right now than Edmonton. But that top line for Edmonton
Yeah,
is
but
so much better than anything that we're watching.
I
They're
agree
better
with
than
you.
Colorado's
I
top line.
totally
They're
agree
better
with
than
you.
Tampa Bay's
Which is
top line.
crazy to say how this line right here, these three players, has transformed into the best show on hockey right now. And I just think, let's be real, in a series like this where there's so much
It's
firepower on offense, the defense that's making more plays and looking a little bit more formidable is Edmonton, though. Calgary is leaky on the
well,
back end. There is a lot of open
they're
ice in the back end.
yeah, no, but literally, it looks like they are stuck in mud trying to keep up with when McDavid starts to circle with the puck and he starts skating around. Those guys have no chance. None. They don't know what to do. They
But
don't know if
that's
they
where
should
the
hit them.
Oilers
They don't know
went in
what
the
to do.
offseason, is to improve the defense. They knew they had firepower on offense. They went and they signed guys like
Well, their
Duncan Keith.
firepower though right
Duncan
now.
Keith won a cup in
Let
Chicago.
me tell you.
They won a guy like Clefbaum, Daniel Nurse. They got guys on the defensive end who've been there before and has been gritty on the defensive end. So they have
Yeah.
the edge there too. So if you
Yeah.
give me the front line of McDavid and co and give me those defenders, listen, I told you from the jump, Mike Smith's going to have games where he looks awful. And there's going to be games where he actually plays well. That was one of them last night. And I think Edmonton's the better all-around team, and I just think that they're going to go through. I've said it from the jump. And I've been on Calgary all year. I just think Edmonton's clicking at the right time, and they got the best player in the world.
I think what we're seeing, though, is that McDavid's line is playing so good that it's affecting the mental aspect of the top line of Calgary.
Yes.
It's affecting Johnny Gaudreau. It's affecting Tkachuk. That stuff's affecting because don't forget, Tkachuk and Evander Kane have been going at each other all series. And now Tkachuk looks out there and Evander Kane is lighting a lamp all the time.
6 goals in the last 2 games. Hey, you know what's a crazy stat that I actually think about this? Just put into perspective this stat right here. They've only been 3 games in the series played so far.
Yeah.
Calgary scored 9 in the first game, and the Oilers are averaging more goals per game than the Flames in 3 games. So they went in 6, 5, 4. What did they have yesterday? 4. 6, 5, 4, right?
Yeah, they won 4-1, yeah.
That's 19 goals in 3 games. They went 9, 2, 1. They got 12 goals in 3 games. They're averaging 4 goals a game. That's pretty sick to drop a 9 bag in the first game and still in 3 games being outscored by Edmonton.
Well, they were up 2-0 in game 2. They were up a game and up 2-0 in game 2. I think that's got to be playing in their heads.
And they scored 2 and they got taken off. Both I thought were very soft to be taken off as goals. Both. So that they scored an extra 2 goals in the series that weren't counted. Flames have plenty to turn this around. All they got to do is listen, throw everything out the window, get back to you.
That's what I said.
Get back to
Lucic out there and have him fight Evander Kane.
Yeah, rough them up, make them, a little bit uncomfortable. You got to make that line uncomfortable. Do not go on the power play. That's another thing. That power play is lights out. We've been talking about who's the best power play in the game right now. Lightning, Colorado. Edmonton is the best power play in the game.
They're getting majority of their goals going end to end.
Oh yeah, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying on top of everything, they got the weapon of the power play.
He's too fast.
You can't stop him with 5-on-5. But listen, if you can't stop him 5-on-5, imagine with 5-on-4. You can't stop him. So you have to find ways to be on the power play yourself, capitalize, and rough them up, make them uncomfortable. Win game 4, and you go back home tied.
Do you think Lucic is going to have anything from the league on Lucic, the hit on Mike Smith, running into the goalie?
No. And that's another thing. I feel like that it's all fair. I feel like Mike Smith kind of dove a little bit and hurt himself kind of trying to flop a little bit. I don't think that hit was egregious. I really don't.
And so that brings me to my next thing because I can't stand Kadri. I didn't like him when he was on Toronto.
We disagree there. I don't know if that – I honestly don't know if you could make that a guarantee that he tried to do that on purpose.
Well, I think it's just like Tom. Well, I think it's just like Wilson. You just have to – and it's just like Marchand. Listen, Marchand gets suspended all the time for his past, his past, not because of the
the reputation of Kadri for sure.
Yeah. And so, listen, there was a history between these guys. I don't think – my thought is – he knew when he was going towards the net that he was never going to veer off. And I think he got lucky that there was contact made to help him with his argument.
So, yeah, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I could see where you're going with that.
I think that it was on purpose.
But listen, if Binnington gets up, let's say Binnington gets hit, whatever, they both get up and shake it off. Nothing's wrong. Nothing happens to Binnington. This isn't even being talked about. That's, to me, it's so yeah, Binnington got hurt. That's unfortunate. It changes the whole series, by the way, because he was playing almost better than Ottinger was playing. That's how crazy he was playing.
Yep.
And I don't know if Blues can hang with Husso as their goalie. We'll see. He has had good games. He's also a young goaltender. Binnington has that cup pedigree, though, and he was playing at the top of level. I don't know if they're going to recover. We'll see tonight. I have Colorado smoking them again tonight. It's just how it is. I expect a lot of goals tonight. So actually, my play of the day is in that game. We'll have that later on. But yeah, we'll see. I think that series is over as soon as Binnington got injured.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the series ended when Bennington got hurt. Your Rangers are 2-1, right?
They won at home again. They seem to play well at home, which in the past, it's kind of been a place where they struggle. I guess a lot of pressure playing at the Garden, and Ranger fans are no joke. But listen, that's a big game. That just shows that you're not done yet. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, you should have won game 1, and you were 0-0 late second period in game 2, going on a 4-minute power play. You gave up a shorthanded goal. You lost 1-0 in game 2. Actually, they scored extra net with 0.1 seconds or something like that. But still, you lost the game when you went on the power play. Both games you could have won on the road. You're down 2-0.
Yeah.
You could not come home and lose game 3. They didn't. So we'll see. I still think this is going to get to 7 games somehow. I just think that's just the way these teams play better on the road and at home. The Hurricanes have shown it against the Bruins. They dominate at home. They don't win on the road. Let's see. And then Shesterkin can win a game in game 7. So we'll see.
So in the other series, listen, Tampa is flexing. It's
boy, oh boy, the 3-peat is really real. The 3-peat. I didn't think that a team could win 3 cups in a row in this day and age. I said I was always the one that said I was shocked they won 2 in a row, but I said there's no way a team with 3-peats in this day and age. It's actually a real believable thing. The goalie's unbelievable.
Vasilevsky,
and they just got different makers on the ice.
Here's the other thing, and I said this to you the other day. In the playoffs, hockey players will block more slap shots than they will on the regular season. They won't put their body on the line in the regular season to stop a slap shot. But if it's a 0-0 1-goal game, you're seeing guys laying out, and you're seeing Tampa Bay block a large percentage.
You see that one block? The guy lifted his knee up to go. The puck was going right in the net. And the defenseman lifts his knee up and hits his knee and deflects away. It was literally, they showed that the goalie wasn't behind it. It was going in the net. Crazy.
It's just a different scenario, man. They're landing on the line.
They're doing this
without point. They're doing this without point. That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah, they got enough. They got McDonough. They got Hedman. They got Palat. They got my man Kucherov and Stamkos both playing at the high level. Yeah, and they got the best player and the best difference maker in hockey in Vasilevsky. So all that experience, all that grit. Oh, we're the champs. They have all that brewing. They got through their biggest hurdle. Bro, it's going to be hard to stop this team, man. They're looking prime for a 3-peat. And the Panthers are showing that they ain't ready. They're a regular season team. Because what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Neither the Rangers or Carolina can beat Tampa Bay right now, right? I mean,
I don't think so. I wouldn't think so. No. It could very well be a 3-peat happening. At least a chance at it. I think they're the best team in the East still left. So we'll see. It's going to be fun to see. Tonight, what are we talking about? Who's playing tonight? It's just one game tonight?
Yet. We're not ready to talk about tonight. Let's talk about the yips.
I will talk about the yips because let's not get it twisted. First of all, Justin Thomas came through. Big comeback.
Hold on a second.
Comeback.
I wouldn't call it a comeback. I would say everybody else came back to him.
Okay, but that's been stating all week that's the course that we're playing on. We're playing on a bogey course. This is not a regular course where cats should be birdie in every hole, and if you fuck up, you're a clown. No.
The guy double bogeyed the last hole.
I felt for him. He played a perfect 4 days, and the last tee, he shanks it into the water where it was hard to get in the water.
He still had a chance to get up and down and save a bogey.
Yeah, but you're mentally screwed there.
He chipped the ball off the green.
I hear you.
He went from 2 feet off the green.
And I hear you saying you still have the chance to get up and down and get to. I get it. But you're mentally nowhere near focused on golf.
Where's the caddy?
And no, listen, it wasn't even the caddy's fault. He literally, the form he took on that last drive, I've never seen anyone hit the ball like that. I don't know what he was doing. He knew instantly he fucked himself. He knew instantly.
That's your caddy. Talk to him. All you got to do is par this hole. Let's just put it out there, chip up to the middle of the green and 2-putt this thing, and you're a PGA champion.
Yeah.
That's
And
just
it
focus on
sounds
putting the ball
easy.
out there.
It sounds easy, but I don't know, man. You're right. It's just it's unbelievable that he did the one thing he
He
couldn't do
drove the
on the
ball
one
into the
hole he couldn't
water.
do it. Yeah, and
Drove it into the water.
it's not like you go a little left or right. Ah, I'm in the water. To go in the water there, you had to shank it right and have enough torque on it to get down into the. That's an
Yeah.
epic choke job right there. And hey, listen, I'm not saying like Justin, went out there and won it all. Like obviously this had to happen for him to have a chance. But listen, he was 7 shots back going into the day. He imploded on Saturday. I actually wrote off my bet. I said, there's no way Justin Thomas is winning.
Yep.
And little by little, and he missed a ton of putts that he could have actually won this in regulate. Like he missed a ton of putts late that I said, oh, if he just made that, he'd have a shot late. So there's so many things. Zalatoris, man. Willie Z. What's up, baby? I don't care.
Well,
He lost.
I think the
He
story
lost.
of the weekend.
He did not even play bad on the 3-hole aggregate in the playoff. He didn't play bad.
Oh, I like that. I like the way they do.
I love that.
Play.
And you play a par 5, a par 4, and a par 3. I love that.
I think they need to do more of that. They need that. That's a good playoff format. 3 holes to.
I don't know if it's just majors or.
It's the only one of the majors they do that. No, it's the only one of the majors.
It's the PGA Championship.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the only. They said that yesterday. It's the only one
love
they do that for. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
And like I said, Will Zalatoris played great in the playoff. He literally, on the par 5, he was on in 2. He just missed a long eagle putt. He birdied. He tapped in for birdie. Justin was in the rough, got up and down for a birdie. That was clutchness. So they tied going into the what did he do? He birdie parred. He did exactly what he had to do, Zalatoris. It's just he birdie par par. He birdie par par.
Birdie the 17th. He missed a 4-foot putt on 17.
You're right. No, he didn't miss a 4-foot putt.
He missed a 4-foot putt on 17. He missed a 4-foot putt. He had a 4-footer he missed in the last 2 holes, and I'm pretty sure it was 17. It was the 17th hole. Yeah, because
in the playoff or on 17.
17 regulation.
Regulation. Okay. Regulation. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He did miss that one. You're right. I'm talking about in the playoff. He played good. Justin Thomas played a little bit better. He actually drove the green on 1 on the reachable par 5.
But then didn't Zalatoris plunk it in 2 right inside of him? Zalatoris
was a little bit off the green. Then he got it kind of close. He could have birdied a 10-foot putt and he just missed it. Yeah. That was the tournament. And listen, his yips, that's his problem, is the little putts here and there. But let's be real. Zalatoris is now 2nd in the Masters. He's now 2nd in the PGA. And he's only 23, I think he is. He's a young kid. And how about his teammate, Cameron Young? They were teammates at Wake Forest. Both were contending late. They both have been showing up this year as young players on tour. The golf the future's bright. There's a lot of good young players, but all I'm going to say is Zalatoris is close. His ability to hit the ball.
He's close. I had Gooch. Gooch already won. You already lost that bet.
Yeah, but he didn't win a major yet. We still got to stick with the major bet.
We don't have a bet on the majors.
Zalatoris before Gooch. And Zalatoris is the lock to win a major before Gooch.
We didn't make that bet. I said that Zalatoris.
I know we didn't.
I said that Gooch would win a tournament before Zalatoris.
And he did. Gooch won before Zalatoris. I already gave you the props for that, but I'm saying he's not winning a major before Zalatoris, and that's true.
Yeah.
So, but shout out to Justin Thomas. It's a hell of a victory.
Listen, is the story
plus
of
1,700? I gave him to you guys.
Are guys? Let me ask this: are guys that are 30? Are they now old?
Yeah. As far as golf, yeah.
DJ didn't make the cut. John Rahm struggled to get around. I mean, listen, and didn't you say Scheffler's favorite course?
Scheffler didn't. And the thing is, Scheffler started out hot. He eagled the 4th hole to start the tournament on Thursday. Everyone was like, "Oh, here comes Scheffler," and he just bombed out somehow. I don't know. I guess he hasn't played it in a while. I don't know. He just bombed out. There was no reason for it. I mean, Cantley missed the cut. Koepka missed the cut.
There was an article about John Rahm sweating profusely walking around the course. Literally, that was the caption for the article.
Rahm didn't play well either. But the thing is, Rahm's not playing well. He still made the cut.
He needs to get back in shape. To get back in shape. You can see he's not the same that he was last year. He's not anywhere close to it.
No, he's not.
He needs to get back in shape. It's a bad time to be a Sun Devil right now with Rahm and Nicholson
and Harden
going on.
and Harden and James Harden.
and our football coach is under scrutiny. I mean, everything about Sun Devils right now, it's tough. We're taking a beating. But listen, overall, and we got what 3 weeks? 3 weeks before
Yeah,
the U.S. Open.
the U.S. Open.
So I missed the Preakness. Did you see the Preakness?
No,
Because
I
I
missed
missed
it
it.
too. I missed it too.
Another upset. There's another upset. That favorite
I
didn't
think it
win
was
again,
5-1 though. The guy who won. It wasn't like a crazy long
but it
shot, though.
wasn't the Epicenter.
No, it
Epicenter
wasn't.
was the heavy favorite.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And so now the guy that won, the horse that won, might not be racing in the next one. We might have 3 separate winners in all 3 big races this year, which is
Bizarre
maybe
a little bit. We're
maybe
not used to it.
Epicenter. Imagine if Epicenter wins the long one.
It's just
The
funny.
favorite in the first 2 doesn't get in, and then he wins
Yeah.
the long one. So I don't know. All right, let's do this. We're going to take a quick commercial. We're going to come right back afterwards. We're going to talk about our brackets for today.
So what's it like playing Sport Hitters? Whether you're at your favorite bar or just anywhere. Sport Hitters' unique challenge brackets offers players a new way to play. Sport Hitters allows you to pick your teams and challenge friends, family, and rival players, all for real money. And best of all, now it's every sport, every day. You can get the app exclusively at sporthitters.com. Sport Hitters, challenge on.
All right, so this weekend was interesting because all I did was fade teams. I faded Seattle repeatedly on the road. They came through. The Red Sox look hot, but they got hot against a bad team. So
all I did was win Sport Hitters challenges. So I won the last 3. I'm rolling, baby. Let's go.
Did you win yesterday?
I won all 3 this weekend. I won all 3. And it's funny because the way I won yesterday is kind of the cool dynamic we keep talking about in Sport Hitters. It's we both had the same team twice, and then we both had a different team, and my team had more points than your team. And it's all I needed was the Marlins to win, and I win the challenge. That's literally what it came down to, which is just the draw of the luck of the draw. You know what I'm saying? But stuff like that is what makes Sport Hitters challenges different than just betting on a sports book every day, and that's why it's awesome.
Yeah, I was a little dejected at the Kansas City complete debacle yesterday. That debacle by Kansas City, it's unexplainable.
Yeah.
It really is unexplainable. 8
6
innings.
runs. You can't get 3 outs before they score 6 on you, and they had 0 all game. It's wild.
Oh, so that brings up a point. What's his name? The catcher, Yadier Molina, throws an inning, right? Gives up 4 runs. He only gives up 4 runs, throwing meatballs, 4 home runs. How can he get 3 outs, giving up 4 runs?
So they went from Pujols, and now Molina threw? I didn't see Molina through.
Yeah, did you see who his warm-up catcher was?
No.
The guy that warmed him up was Pujols. Pujols went out to warm him up. So Molina went. They were up 14. They were up 18-0.
So the Cardinals are trolling that they had 2 chances this week alone where they could put in a position player to pitch. They're flexing on the league. Oh, we're up so much that
Pujols had 2 home runs. Pujols had 2 home runs yesterday.
Cardinals are an interesting team because they got a mix of good young coming up talent. They got good in prime talent, Goldschmidt and Arenado, and they have good old talent, Pujols and Molina. They're all playing great.
Well, I think this is Yadier's last year. It's his swan song.
He's still playing good.
They're still using Wainwright. The fact that Wainwright's still out there pitching is crazy to me.
Wow. And they don't even have Jack Flaherty yet.
They got McCollus, who's pretty good. They got an interesting team. They got a very interesting team. They're going to be there at the end. They'll be battling it out at the end. We'll see what happens. All right, what do you got today?
I got Garrett Cole as an easy one. I said, listen, I'm going to take those 6 points, 6.57 points all day. After losing a doubleheader yesterday to the White Sox, I like them to bounce back against the dreadful Orioles. Garrett Cole's kind of been pitching well. I like them to at least get that dub. I love my favorite pitcher on the Astros is Garcia. He's pitching against the Guardians right now, who are in a little mini slump.
Limey?
Yeah. Garcia's pitching well. I like the Astros tonight against the Guardians. And I took the Royals a shot on the road. It's more of a fade of Davies and than liking the Royals. But I like Greinke over Davies in that matchup, and I get 9.9. I had to pick a dog somewhere, and I'm going to go with the Royals to bounce back after blowing that 6-0 lead last night.
You like him to bounce back and not have a hangover from that debacle. Wow. And
Greinke has history. Greinke has good history in Arizona. He pitches well there. Just going to take a shot.
Well, I'd be interested to see if they top 2,000 fans
Let me guess. You have the Diamondbacks? No. All right, so you're fading my Mets.
So yeah, I mean, listen, I'm taking the Giants at home. They're struggling right now. They just got lambasted by San Diego
The Padres
Padres.
are playing good ball. Manny
So
Machado's
they
got to
got
be talked about as an MVP right now. He's unreal.
so
He is
so
just carrying them.
the Giants aren't hitting. They're not fielding.
So this
They're not
isn't the
doing
team
anything.
to play if you're not hitting. Mets of pitching's
Yeah,
number
they're
one in
not.
baseball.
So I did. I took them to bounce back. I don't think they're going to lose 4 in a row at home. That's the only reason. I'm fading. I'm fading the A's on the road. Seattle at home. I like Seattle as a home team. They're back at home after a miserable road trip. I like them to bounce back. And then I got the Twins fading the Tigers.
Buxton
Listen,
against the Tigers. It's an automatic play.
It's an automatic play, but their lineup's not up right now. So I was looking for the lineup. The lineup wasn't up. I'm just going to fade the Tigers anyway. Listen,
Yeah.
if you can't score 3 runs a game,
And on top of it, coming back down 6-0, you have to think the Twins are riding high into the next game against a team who can't.
he didn't
score
play
runs.
yesterday. So the way I look at it is he didn't play yesterday.
Oh, he's definitely playing tonight, unless he's hurt.
He should be in the
100%.
lineup today. He should be in the lineup.
That's a
He's not
solid
listed on the
pick.
injury report.
I actually love that
Yeah.
pick. I might add it to one of my picks tonight. I like the Twins tonight.
Anyway, that brings us to what, the pick of the day?
Yeah.
That brings us to the pick of the day.
So posted picks, I'm up to 6 in a row. I've actually been hitting picks all weekend. We didn't have a show since I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. So right now, posted plays, I'm up to 6. So I'm going for 7 in a row tonight. And I'm going to go to the hockey NHL playoffs. Colorado, St. Louis. I do not see this not having 7 goals or more in it. I think the goalies alone aren't great. And I just think, first of all, the Blues are going to be fighting down 2-1 at home after losing Binnington. I think that they're going to have to put up some goals tonight. And I don't think Kemper's anything special on Colorado's side. I could see both teams scoring 3 goals easily. I'm taking the over 6.5 to get to 7 play of the days in a row.
Mine, I struggle. I want it to be the Twins just because I know they're going to win, but I don't like laying that number. So my pick of the day will be the Seattle Mariners at home against Oakland. It's just a total fade on Oakland.
Yeah.
How bad their offense is. How
And
bad
Seattle
they are
plays
just as a
great at
team.
home.
Seattle's just a good home team. I think you're getting better value, much better value on Seattle than in Minnesota. So I would, my pick of the day is definitely Seattle at home, bouncing back.
Okay.
And so outside of that, what else going on back there? What's going on at FanDuel? You guys slowing down at all?
I mean, we got the NBA bettors going crazy. No one really bets hockey that much, just a little bit. And then you got the Spanish baseball crew. It is slowing down a little bit, and it's we're starting like on days like NBA games are starting at 9 at night now. We're not getting a heavy crowd till late. So from that 6 to 9, it's very dead. It's kind of showing us what it's going to be like when it's just baseball. So from a sportsbook angle, it's dying down a little bit now with the NBA coming to an end.
All right. Well, let's see what happens today. I'm pretty sure we're going to break this supposed streak that you have going, and get the right guy back on top.